Welcome back, guys, to Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations, where last episode we finally revealed the trick with the switching statues and found the fake to be carrying place for printing counterfeit bills within. Following the evidence, we realized who had been masterminding the whole thing to be none other than Ambassador Alba, with Edgeworth then making a choice as we played Theatrum Neutralis' trump card and followed it up with a video footage of Manny coaching getting ready to murder, placing him, the Ambassador, at the scene. However, the wily old soldier has outfoxed us, with any trial brought to bear for any crimes he may commit being brought to court in Alba, so unable to touch him, we wonder what we can possibly do.
I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality.
Yeah, you muck it up like I do. Yes, there's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of.
We can't even give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist. Then what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? If the law can't help us, then I'll go as the Alagrasu and take care of this myself.
Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry, that was a bit too harsh.
I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador after all. And he did tell us earlier to get out of the theatre. This is kind of their country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job.
What am I going to do? Shall I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Come on, everyone! You can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a sec. We've never let up for even a second, and as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here.
She's right!
Come, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well, let us reopen the investigation and see what we can find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you.
Okay, then I'll go check out the bar a bit more, sir.
And I have something that I need to investigate further in Alba. Can you go in there? I guess they haven't evicted you yet. Now then. Before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. The passion flowers data has been erased from my organizer very specifically. We don't need to use them anymore. So, we're investigating in here. Specifically in here. Ambassador Alba seemed agitated over something. Oh, logic. I sense that there is something he doesn't want us to investigate. I wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Alabastian soil, we are unable to legally prosecute him. Cool. It sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want. And Murder Damask too run a smuggling operation and make counterfeit bills, apparently. And I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Cochin in Babal. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But it's the same story over there anyway. Babal also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point, the ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. So I guess we really don't stand a chance, do we? We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. So we have to get rid of his rights. So what are we doing? I mean, there's new stuff here, right? And they put the right tape on again, yeah? This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their bouquets to the Still Samurai. Wait, is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? Wait, I was about to say, is it a passion flower? Well, it can't be that. I mean, there's Larry. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Well, luckily we don't have to deduce, we just have to look. I mean, could it be? Is that a passion flower? Even though we got rid of them in evidence? It appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses. Wow, you even know the exact species. I never would have figured you for an expert on flowers. Ugh. It's all because of those flowers that old lady sends me every month. Just look at me. I sound like some sort of botanist. So, what exactly is this yellow flower here? That one, I'm not sure. What? You don't know? So it's not passion flower then. As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. Actually, it's in the background, isn't it? But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. I mean, it's in the background, right? But it's gotta, if we can deduce, it's gotta line up with something on my evidence. There's that troublemaker standing there smack in the center making 2 peace signs. Wow, Still Samurai stands out even more than the 2 ambassadors in this picture. Oh hey, the person playing Still Samurai is one of your friends, right? No, I have no idea who he is. Wait, but you just said he. You knew which gender he was, so you must know him, right? I beg that you please refrain from talking about that person with me ever again. And there's Ambassador Palaeno. Mr. Palaeno has a really great smile, don't you think? It looks to me like a stressed smile, though. It looks so forced. But he was really happy that they were going to become Codopia again. Perhaps, but instead he became the greatest victim in today's case. An ambassador like him, who's always thinking of his country, is really to be admired. Yeah, although this happened, I hope they'll be able to reunite the country someday. I hope so as well. But for that to happen, we need to solve this case first. We need to see to it that those who would harm the new Codopia are locked away. And we will. I can't believe he was pretending to be a harmless old grandpa. Talk about deceptive. I don't suppose anyone expected him to change that drastically. I bet he's thinking there's something evil behind that cheery smile. Okay, please try to remain calm and focus on the here and now. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I got all worked up there. Well, the only way we're going to be able to steal the truth is if we keep on investigating. Alright, so obviously the flower is the thing. Because we only got the deuce after even investigating that, so that's a thing. Let's go over our evidence very carefully. That's useless. But obviously we'll prove some use later on. So we've seen the flower before, but it's not in the background of that shot. There's a striking flower ornament on the handle of this knife. Compared to the Babylonie's knife handle, this larger one gives Alba more presence. Oh yeah, we did switch the handle, didn't we? Forgot about that. Oh, and then we've not used it. Well, this is a 5-pronged flower. So it matches that. Oh, in fact, it's even perfectly matching because I thought that maybe it was a broken flower. Or like that was a broken handle then. But you see, they actually are an absolutely perfect match. I guess I didn't see it earlier because it's so long ago that we actually had that thing happen when we switched them over. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? It is. Eureka! Val's national symbol is the butterfly and Alabast is the flower. It would appear that someone is employing the old hide a tree in the forest trick. Wow, that's the knife! What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife. Ah! Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Koshin. The weapon that killed him was carried for the Theatrum Neutralis. In the very bouquet Ambassador Alba was carrying. Well, that's good evidence. The flower motif. It looks like one of the flower petals is missing. So it is missing. Oh, and take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal. And the knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder weapon. Ooh. Definitive. Okay, are we done with this? I guess. Anything else going on around here? No deduce anymore. On the rules of Ambassador Alba, no one is allowed into Alabas. Well, I thought a lady with a whip passed through here not too long ago. She is from Interpol and had the proper paperwork. So while I was reluctant, I had to let her in. Sounds like Franziska, right? Besides, if I didn't, that whip of hers. Yep, definitely Franziska. I was sent by a variety of people and businesses to celebrate the Goodwill event. Even the Still Samurai received some flowers from the ambassadors. That's so many bouquets here. It's like a wedding ceremony. I believe the flowers for those are for a slightly different reason. What do you mean? This event was supposed to be like a wedding between Alabasta and Babao, right? Actually, I believe they're more in a state of divorce. Okay then, this event was supposed to be their remarriage ceremony. I suppose you could call it that. Right, well, this was new in the room. But nothing else here is new in the room. So what am I doing? Hello and welcome to the Embassy of Babal. I'm sorry, but I don't really need to enter your country at this time. Right now, for a limited time here at the Babalese Embassy, we're offering the very special experience of Terrifying Fire's Ashes Store. Is that about it? Shall I sign you up? We're fine, thanks. We have an investigation to run. Okay, so what am I doing? Nothing to examine. Right, we got some logic pieces. And by the look of it, we've also had other logic pieces are in the place. So, or at least we still had one left over from before, which means we might be able to link some stuff up. I sense that there's something he doesn't want us to investigate, agitate Alba. So Cochin's counterfeiting up. Use Babalese Embassy's printing press and Babalese ink to make counterfeit bills. There's also the renovations. Something's probably got a match here. Weird music fart then. Is there anything else? That's the picture. That's it. So it's got to be logic. It's got to be logic. You can see the Babalese Embassy, which has undergone major renovations. From room expansions to garden upkeep, it looks like a lot of construction is going on. Mr. Palaeno said that all his work is really hard on him. He said that since Mr. Cochin passed away, that maybe I could work part-time for him. She was really chummy with that, Ambassador. What can I say? I just have a good nose for money. For that, yeah. It really is going to be that and that. So why did the presses have to move from what their place was where they were pressing cash and the cash have to be burned up? Why did it have to move from Babal to Alabast's embassy? The reason is the renovations were taking place, so it was going to be found because it was going top to bottom, which means that in the end these things are going to be found, right? So it's that. Not agitated Alba yet. So I'm guessing the Cochin's counterfeit art would make Alba agitate. Maybe the renovations make Alba agitated. That's a thought too. We know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press. But the necessary materials, such as the Babalese ink and paper, must have been hidden in a secure location. What do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate and bills disposal, and the reason Mr. Cochin was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? Well, I mean, it's very obviously quickest Alba. It's Coleus Palaeno. It's the one person who has been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. From both embassies, the co-conspirator was mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. Alba could conveniently place all of the guilt for the smuggling onto Cochin. So that's a motive to kill him. And why he's agitated because he doesn't want us to investigate that. It didn't say investigation over, so there's more to do here. So, I mean, it's only a small penalty, you'll be fine. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find, and the motive for killing Mr. Cochin. Miss Hughes said it herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight. If we were to take her words at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Cochin was killed. Then you mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Wasn't Mr. Cochin pushing really hard for Mr. Palaeno to be ambassador after reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alabast's Prima statue. So Mr. Cochin hired the mask too to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Cochin. There's definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. But the question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabast, but Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babal, right? Right, and that is what we must solve next. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with where Mr. Cochin was killed. A place where the Alabastian ambassador was likely to meet the Babalese Mr. Cochin. The place where Ambassador Alba happened to have committed the murder is... Well, if they're likely to visit each other, then it's got to be right slap bang in the place that we are. The Theatrum Neutralis. It's where they were likely to meet. They couldn't meet in each other's embassies.
Take that!
The only place that makes sense is here, at the Theatrum Neutralis. What? Here? The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that the both of them would have been in is here. If that's the case, then everything changes. This theatre isn't actually Alabastian land, so that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights he has. It makes logical sense, in which case it is a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records of both Alabast and Babal post-haste. Babal's records should be easy to obtain, however the problem will be Alabast. I wonder if they would allow us to see their records despite the order to vacate.
Objection!
Oh, come on. You're on our side. I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Franziska. I have here the security footage from both Alabast and Babal. You would do well to take a look at its contents. More footage! You move fast. Avon Karma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Babal investigation reports as well. From now on, you will make no excuse to back down or say that we can't solve this case.
I'm sorry about earlier.
We won't be beaten, because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he?
Hasn't you patronized me enough already for a lifetime?
So this video contains footage from Alabast's immigration screening area. I really hope there's something in here that we can use.
God, so much went on.
Which minute's footage should I examine?
What? I mean, okay. I mean, let's do them bit by bit, I guess. Do you want to do the one where there was no people? It's either that one or that one. Of course, the fact that Mr. Samurai has appeared again is quite interesting, and there's a whole bundle of stuff under there, which wasn't I saying way earlier that the movements of the samurai set, he moved between everywhere. What if there's something in that box? Because something's underneath that baby. Doesn't something about this lump shape strike you as odd?
Huh, isn't it supposed to be the shape?
No, there's clearly something odd about the bulge. If only we had the pushcart itself, we could compare and confirm my hunch. Time to find Larry, then. The pushcart has been jotted down. Is it a body? Did you get Larry to transport a body without him realizing? Next, let us check the footage from Babal's security camera. Oh, that was fine then, that was right. I hope it shows us something good.
Phooey, there wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything.
That right there is the contradiction.
Huh? Did I miss something?
You didn't miss anything. Because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country.
But wasn't his body found in Babal?
It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Has it? The transportation of the body. Ambassador Alba. I thought I'd ask for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theatre sits on my country's soil. You had your fun, and I've enjoyed our little game. I dare say that you even achieved a new high score. However, Once you've recorded a score, that same game can never be replayed again. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done, and it's game over. No.
Objection!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night?
After admitting my crime, I was overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport now to return home.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you.
You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. Ah. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Palaeno. Even just a teeny bit is fine with me. And the already strained relationship between our countries is in a precarious situation, you know. Very well. If you insist, I will play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any farther. Ambassador Palaeno. Mr. Edgeworth. All I wish for is a normalization of relationships between our two countries. There is one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question.
That's more than enough, because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manikoshin.
Ah, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun.
This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by.
Ambassador Alba's alibi. Frankly, I still don't understand why I am being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Koshin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alabas the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babal. That is my alibi, but we know he's not there the whole time.
So that is your alibi?
That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babal. Now that we clear that up, I'd appreciate it if you would move out of my way.
Hold it!
I said, hold it.
Was it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question.
You did. But you still have yet to really answer my one question.
What?
Until you tell us the truth, I will refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing.
Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer.
Miles Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors, you are forbidden to lose.
Of course.
That is something I've understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first Yadagrasu was the capture of the smuggling ring's leader. My father and Uncle Bad. Their legacy will live on. Through me. So that's why we've just got to catch him, okay?
We will. I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have about the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same.
Tell me.
Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here.
Hold it!
Because you did it?
Being the leader of smuggling while taking on the duties of ambassadorship, don't you think that the combination is more than enough reason for suspicion? Then there's the matter of the crossbow arrows and the Premnex statues.
Objection!
All of that is nothing more than your flights of fancy. What do you mean by that? Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Koshin and I were fellow smugglers.
Hold it!
It's not a hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened.
Well, let's leave that one to one side for now. No. It doesn't change the fact that I have no motive.
Oh? So you really had no reason to kill Mr. Koshin?
If you want to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I'd appreciate it if you would take me seriously. I'm sorry, I suppose you are in a bit of a pickle. Very well, the game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim that I had no motive to kill. Now let's see you disprove it. How could he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? Well, I'm not going to stand by and just watch him get away with his crimes. In that case, what motive would I have had to kill my co-conspirator?
So we added a statement to his testimony. This is going to be the statement we need to hit. Do we press? Present. I'll press. Are you serious that just because you were partners that you had no motive to kill?
I'm only following your hypothetical scenario to its logical conclusion.
It's like he's not going to admit it himself that he was in league with Mr. Cochin.
I suppose not. But I do know his relation to the smuggling ring and to Mr. Cochin.
You mean he's the ringleader and that Mr. Cochin was his subordinate, right?
Correct, but I know more than just that. Miss Von Karma, I'm sure you remember the safe in Mr. Cochin's office, correct?
Yes. The safe had 2 compartments to it, didn't it?
Yes, and why do you think those stolen goods were being stored in Mr. Cochin's office? Could it be because he was trying to cheat Ambassador Alba behind his back?
So Mr. Cochin didn't turn the goods over, but decided instead to keep them for himself. I suppose that's possible.
It seems to me that both men were only concerned with their own wealth and well-being.
Then that means that maybe they didn't have a trusting relationship after all.
What Ambassador Alba had to gain? I believe that is his motive for killing Mr. Cochin. What are you people whispering about among yourselves over there? I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Now then, let's continue with your testimony. So we're actually presenting there.
So the thing that he had to do because their trusting relationship wasn't really there. The thing he had to do was kill a certain someone. Well, he had to kill a lot of people. Did he definitely bonk him on the head? I'm assuming he did. But well, that certain someone's gone. So, Cochin's body isn't it, because we're saying that, so we need a motive to kill, so that's not that. It could be that. Request to steal the Prima statue. Handwriting matches that of Manny Cochin. It was asked by Manny to go steal it. He told you exactly where. That was the sign of the mistrust or the breakdown. So it's probably this.
Objection!
Yes.
If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Cochin had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too. Namely, you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. Evil begets evil, and because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess.
Objection!
I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. And if you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven that this note was written by Mr. Cochin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The content of the note is a request calling for the theft of Alba's Prima statue. By killing him and pushing all of the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him. Stopped again. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me. Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? I didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you will excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ambassador Alba, if you could just give us just a little bit more of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man he was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something from above to figure out, and something to which I have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Palaeno. I'm very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears.
There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Palaeno.
We must find some way to stop him from leaving. It seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home.
Of course, hold it. It's time for Agent Lang to show, or not. You're not going to just blockade the whole embassy, which is what I was hoping was going on. Kay's here. Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Hold it right there indeed. So, Kay is going to stop this. But how? As we leave it on a little bit of a cliffhanger, as all episodes always end on. How is Kay intending to stop Ambassador Alba from walking out that door? We will find out more next time on Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations. How are we supposed to prove this? How are we supposed to even get him into our courts to lock him down? Into Interpol's jurisdictions? We'll find out next time. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.